for people who are not from the Pacific Northwest, Seattle's got this reputation, and it's pretty true, but it seems like when people visit, Seattle proves them wrong, or Washington proves them wrong, and it's always nice weather. Today is your typical Pacific Northwest day. I'm going to flip the camera and show you. We got heavy overcast clouds, nice and gray. We got constant rain. It's not always hard, it's just kind of drizzly, dreary. I've been living in Washington for 47 years, and this is the norm. We have some pretty good summers. Lately we've had longer summers than when I was a kid. But this is what Washingtonians pride themselves on. Now, like Florida, they receive way more rainfall than we do. But it happens, about an hour per day. They just get dumped on. It's starting to pick up a little bit more. But we have these patches. We call them showers. I'm sure they call them showers everywhere, but we go from drizzly to shower to drizzly to sprinkly. We don't see a whole lot of sunshine. It's mostly just wet and everything's a little moist all the time. So if you've ever wondered, how come I go to Seattle and it's nice outside? They must be lying, telling stories about the weather up there. It's no story. You just came on a good day, that's for sure. Because most of our year looks like this. Come July, we say up here we all joke around that summer starts on July 5th, and then we get a good July, good August, and maybe half of September, and then we're back to this again most of the year. And most years. Like I said, last few years we've had longer than normal summers, actually hotter than normal summers. But then in the wintertime, if we get snow, it keeps on snowing here all the way through February, March, sometimes even into April. But yep. Right now I'm on Interstate 5, just left Camino Island. I'm heading back to the SeaTac airport to drop off some packages I picked up for work. So I'm gonna let the camera record. If you guys want to check out the traffic here too. Right now it is 12:06 p.m. Up north here there isn't as much traffic usually. Once we get down into Seattle proper, it's a crapshoot. And then from there all the way down to Olympia, you have pockets where it's stop and go, and then highway speed, and then stop and go and highway speed. So a lot of people think LA traffic is the worst in the country. Maybe New York traffic. I would say New York traffic in Manhattan is probably really terrible, but I've never driven there. I drove a semi-truck into Brooklyn over the George Washington Bridge, but they don't allow semi-truck and trailer on Manhattan unless it's a special circumstance. I've driven in LA, I've driven all over California, I've driven all over the country. Some of the worst traffic I've been in was Chicago, St. Louis, Atlanta, Los Angeles, and then Seattle. And I'm not being biased when I say I really feel like Seattle traffic is the worst out of everywhere I've ever driven. Because at least in these other states, there's more artillery highways. Up here we've got the I-5, and then there's a 405 spur that goes around Lake Washington. But that lake separates Bellevue and Seattle. And if you want to get over there, there's only 4 ways. There's 2 floating bridges over the lake, which are usually terrible. Or there's the north and south entrances to 405. But either way, we got one highway, unless you're out on the coast, that once it starts to get heavy traffic, everything just bottlenecks. Especially through downtown Seattle, because whoever designed the city decided to put the freeway, or no, the freeway was there. They decided to build the Washington State Convention Center over the top of I-5, which left absolutely no room for expansion. So you can't go up. Maybe you could go down. We do have a big tunnel here, so we might be able to do another one, but they wouldn't. And you could widen, like right here, you could widen the highway up to 8 lanes, north and south. But once you hit downtown, it's down to like 3, maybe 4, and that's it. It's never going to be any wider. Don't want to get off in the city and try to detour around back to another freeway entrance, because that's just ridiculous. You could go over to old Highway 99, which in North Seattle is called Aurora. That's the one that goes through the tunnel underneath downtown along the water, pops up in Soto. But it brings you on the west side through the industrial areas, and it's not any better than taking I-5. So either way you look at it here, traffic is terrible, and it's almost all day too. People start leaving for work at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. You get a lull in the traffic, after the morning rush hour until, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. People start getting off. So then between 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock, all the high traffic areas, the congestion areas, they're just crammed with cars. And they just keep on expanding. Seattle's growing in leaps and bounds. I mean, I've seen, like, I want to say it was 18 brand new skyscrapers went up over the last couple of years, maybe more than that. People keep coming here from all over the world to work for Amazon and Microsoft and Google, Facebook, Snapchat, all that stuff, and the city's bursting at the seams. I think there's more people per capita that live in the city of Seattle proper than the whole eastern side of our state. Once you cross over the Cascade Mountains into the eastern side of the state, it's like a whole nother world over there. If you've ever driven anywhere in the Midwest or like Northern California, Nevada, Arizona stuff, that's what we're talking about on the east side of the Cascades. It's all desert, rolling hills and plains, farms. It's perfect for growing apples and grapes, but yeah, less people live there on 3/4 of the state of Washington than you'll find in just the city of Seattle alone. And we've got 5 major cities: Seattle, Tacoma, Bellevue, Olympia, and Bellingham. We also have Vancouver too, which is down on the Oregon border. So from Canada to Oregon, it's a lot of people. Now we're getting what's called a sunbreak. But the clouds are pretty thick. Off to my left over there, pretty gnarly looking. And then off to the west, to my right, a little bit lighter, less accumulation. Crossing over Steamboat Slough, coming into Everett. If you are a Funko Pop collector, Everett is where you want to visit for the Funko headquarters. It's a pretty cool store. They got like life-size and even giant-sized Funko Pops. A bunch of photo opportunities. Take fun pics. You can build your own custom Funko Pop. A buddy of mine, he collects Funkos. Sorry, the view's all kind of off to the left side of the car, and it's all portrait mode, just because that's how my phone is mounted to the windshield. As you can see, we're probably 25 miles north of Seattle proper. And we're at 3 lanes on this side of the highway, and it's already starting to fill in. This could be a good half-hour long video or better. Looks like it's only going to record 15 minutes. Must be full. Gonna have to delete some stuff. What happens if I do that? Better? Hey, that's a little better. Bridge work starts July 10th. Expect delays. Looks like bridge work has already started. Well, if this ends at 15 minutes, I won't start one up. I know 15 minutes is a long video just to watch cars go by. I'll probably start one up back when I get down to Seattle, through there in Not sure what yet, but we'll figure it out.